Hello engineers, in this video I want to show you an introduction to SolidWorks. We'll use SolidWorks for lots of CAD projects throughout the course. If you're on a desktop, here's the icon. If you have access to it online, it's a similar icon. You can also, if you don't see it, you can click here on the Windows icon, type in solid, and here's what we're looking for. We're looking for SolidWorks. Use the latest version you have access to. Okay, so once you open up SolidWorks, it'll probably look like this. If your screen does look like this, we're going to go up here and hit File, New, and a part. The part is the most simple, basic component for any sort of CAD design. So I'm going to double click part. All right, now for all parts, all CAD design, it always starts with a 2D sketch, just kind of a two-dimensional sketch, and then we will do something called extruding it to give it depth. And there's other similar operations, but we always start with a 2D sketch and then kind of drag it through space to make a physical object. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to click Sketch here and Sketch here. First, we have to choose what plane do we want to put our sketch on. For some projects, it'll really matter. For this one, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to choose the top plane, but you can choose other stuff. Notice how it kind of tilted the view so that'd be head-on to make it easier to see. So notice you have a variety of tools up here for making shapes or sketches. For us, for the cube, we're just using the rectangle, but you'll use the other ones. Don't worry about that error. It's just a memory. Notice over here it tells you what the first click does and what the second click does. So the first click, if I select this tool, is a corner. Second click is also a corner. You can use either one. I'm going to use this one where the first click is the center and second click is outside. So I'm going to click here and just drag it. It doesn't matter the size here. All right, this project is all in inches. I should have changed my units at the start, but I'm remembering now. Down here in the lower right, it says mmgs. That's millimeters, grams, seconds. This project is in inches, so I'm going to change it right down here to inches. Okay, great. Now let me go back into the sketch. I should have done this at the start. I'm going to right-click on Sketch and hit Edit Sketch. Okay, I'm back in the sketch now. And the reason I'm back in the sketch is I need to set these dimensions. The way we set our dimensions is this Smart Dimension tool. Click here. Now click on a side. And now we're going to type in the dimension. We want 0.75 inches for our cube. So now that's 3/4 of an inch or 0.75. And we do the same thing on this side. Okay, the computer guessed that's what I wanted. It guessed correctly. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, so now I have a 2D sketch that's 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. What do we do next? So I'm going to hit OK. That's good. Go over here to Features. Features is how we give things volume. We're making three-dimensional. First, I'm going to use Extrude. Click Extrude. Now the computer guessed this was the sketch I wanted. It guessed correctly. Now over here, notice there's a couple things we can do. We can tell it how far to go, what direction. These are some more advanced things we'll play with later in the year, or you can play with now just to see what they do. All right, but what we care about is how far it goes out. Our cubes are 3/4 of an inch, so I'm going to type in, you could either put 3/4, 3/4, or you could type in 0.75. It's all the same. All right, great. So now we have a cube. I'm going to hit yes, that is right. That looks great. We have our first beautiful cube. Now let's say you want to add to this. Your part is more complicated. I can throw on more anywhere. So I'm going to go back to Sketch, Sketch, and let's say I want to throw some stuff onto this side. Maybe I have two cubes going up on this side of it. So I'm going to click this face. Now I have a sketch going here. Now I can technically sketch on this. It's a little easier if I adjust the view cube. So notice if I look at this view orientation, I'm going to click here. Now you could click, maybe you want to view it up here, you want to view from this corner, wherever you want to view it from, you can click. I want to view it from this side because I'm going to throw a sketch on over here. Now I'm going to use the wheel and zoom out just a little bit. I thought it zoomed in too far. Let me go back to our rectangle tool. Here I do want to do the corner and corner click. So I'm going to click on one corner, notice how it highlights or kind of locks in. That's ideal. If you click out here, your stuff won't be quite locked in. So I'm going to click on the corner, notice that little part goes up. And now I said I'm going to make this 2 cubes tall. So I'm going to try and get it right around 2-ish, but we're going to set the dimensions so we don't have to be all that precise. All right, now that I have that, I'm going to go Smart Dimension. I'm going to tell it I want this dimension right here. Oh, great, it guessed I wanted 0.75. We got close, but I will type that in to make it official, 0.75 units. That's great. And we need to do the same on the side. Now, if I'm going to do just 2, if in your brain you could do 0.75 plus 0.75 and you know that answer, awesome. But this software will do basic arithmetic for you. So you can also put in 2 times 0.75 for 1.5 or 1.5 inches. Okay, that looks great. Now I just need to extrude it to give that depth. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go over here to Features, Extrude, and now I'm going to push in the wheel on the mouse. So pushing in the wheel on the mouse kind of lets me change it. Now the computer guessed I wanted to come out. It guessed I want to be consistent and go 3/4 of an inch. It guessed right. If you wanted something different, of course, you can throw that in, but it guessed right, so we're good. I'm going to hit OK. Now let me throw in one more crazy part. You might feel great and just want to dive in, but if you want to do one more, let me show you one more piece. All right, I'm going to go Sketch, Sketch. Let's say I want to throw it on this face here. I'm going to adjust my view cube to see this head on. I think that's easier. And now let me grab a rectangle. Let me say, I don't know, maybe it goes from here. Notice I waited for it to lock into that corner. Let it lock into this corner. This big section here, hit Features, Extrude. I'm going to push in the mouse wheel to turn it a little bit. And maybe this is the last piece. It guessed correctly. You could change that if you want. Hit OK. All right. Next, the last really important part. You must save these or they go away. Some software automatically saves for you. This software does not. I really hope you can keep your parts, so please pay attention for saving. All right. To save, go up to File. Go Save As. Now for you guys, we are going to have you save in your Google Drives. Unfortunately, I don't think this computer has it. Okay, in class we'll show you, but please make sure you save in your Google Drive. Stay organized, keep your parts. You'll hit save once this is ready, and you're all set. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful.